Hey everybody, it's Marietta Jemison with MKJ Homes in Keller Williams Metro Center in Arlington, and welcome to this week's version of my next Facebook Live open house. So as many of you know, we're still in a pandemic, but rules and regulations are lifting, and some folks have started to do in-person open houses. I think everyone can proceed as they're comfortable. Personally, I've actually really had fun with these Facebook Live open houses, so I chose today to continue to do this. So thank you for joining me. Today I have a really unique, interesting property. It is, we're here at 906 Queen Street in Alexandria, Virginia, in actually Old Town, Alexandria, Virginia. So I'll give you a quick glance at the street here, and then we'll talk about this lovely, lovely little house. So classic Old Town here. We've got the brick sidewalks, and we're right at the corner of basically Queen and South Alfred Street. And I'm going to give you a look of the front of the building here. So if you're in Old Town, Virginia, Old Town Alexandria, and want to stop by, you'll see where this property is. And it is in the design of the Federal period. I was doing a little research on Old Town and learned that the Federal period was a very prominent architectural style of the time that this property was built, which it was built in 1810. So yes, our home here is over 200 years old, which is really amazing. And you can see here we have a gate that leads to the backyard, which is lovely and in style with the times. So I'll give you a little sneak peek here, and then we're going to go to the back later. So you can see it's beautifully landscaped, hosta, flagstone, lovely. Okay. What's another really interesting part about this architecture is notice the walls here. Notice these little rivets and plates here. So that was what they used to make the support for the structure back then. They're actually metal rods that go all the way through the width of the building. So if you've ever seen that and wondered why there's stars on the side of the building or those plates and rivets, it's actually because that's how they used to support the construction of the building. Okay, so we're going to go inside. Now, one thing I will let you know, that some plaster walls, and that doesn't do well for internet. So if we get interrupted, no worries, stay with me and I'll be back. So turning around again, we're going to walk in. So this lovely little home is just under 900 square feet, and you would never know it by the way it feels. This has been updated to include tile floors here. However, you do get a glimpse of the past with the pine flooring that you'll see here at the stairs, as well as upstairs. One thing that really is incredible about this lovely little home, again, built at the time, is it is very cool and comfortable in here, even though it's about 85 degrees in Alexandria today. Because of the way it's built, it's very efficient. However, the owners have updated this to include modern air conditioning and gas hot water. So you will always be comfortable in here regardless of what season you're in. Pardon my shaking camera, I'll work on that. Nice little style here with some columns, little Greco-Roman accents here, and again, stairway upstairs. So this little space here, I'll walk this way and give you all a little bit more of a view, is basically your main living space on this level, okay? It's approximately 23 by 20, and it's your entry right in the front. So you have many options here of how you want to put your furniture and location here. So you have room in this corner, for example. You could put a table and chairs for having a dining space. You could certainly put bookshelves and things over in this area here. And here I chose to put just some ornaments. As I was chatting with you all last week, I stage all of my properties. Staging means preparing a property for market in a way that shows off the qualities of the property. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a lot of stuff in it. It's more just helping folks understand how a space can be used and how large is the space. Here's our kitchen, and I think probably once upon a time that doorway was probably an actual door that went out to the back, if you look and see how wide that is. But at one point in time, in addition to this property, which is really great. We do have updated cabinets, granite countertops. Here I wanted to show that there was actually space in this kitchen area where you could put a chair, a small table, relaxing. You could put a bistro table and chairs here. I think that would be sufficient. If you wish to have a larger table, there's plenty of space here where you could do with 4 chairs. It'll be a little cozy, however, it is an option. We have updated appliances. We have gas cooking, which a lot of people really like, and we have a built-in microwave, which is super because it helps to allow greater countertop space. Again, lovely open kitchen is here, and we're back. And you can see here that we have this other perspective of the kitchen, plenty of space. I made this as kind of a little landing area here. My back is to the window that is the back here, so that you can see the rest of the kitchen from this perspective. And there you have the front door. So just a really great, easy space to work with. And we have a under the stairs storage area here where you can house some things. And then we have the refrigerator, for now, it's tucked right here. So again, a very usable space with options. This is one of the things I really love about this house that caught my attention when I first walked in, is this window right here that takes you all the way out through the back and hinges in the backyard area. A property that has a lovely outdoor space, and through that is a car parking pad. For anybody who lives in Old Town Alexandria or knows about this area, parking is at a premium. Anytime you're in a city environment, parking is a premium. And what's lovely here is this property comes with 2 parking spaces. Depending on the size of your vehicle, you can fit 2 in there, or you might do 1 big one and a bicycle, or what have you. Giving you back another view here. So coming back out of the kitchen, and we have, again, this living room space. So up here now, so hello, up here I'm at now what we are on. Really interesting original architectural details is this knotty pine flooring here. This flooring is original to the house. So yes, this flooring is, one would say, over 200 years old. And it is in excellent, excellent condition. Assuming at one point in time it was probably covered, and that is a good thing for the flooring. This is what I consider the flex space. It is a space that's approximately 12 by 12, and it could be used for many things. You can make an office, you can make this a crash pad, you can make this a small little TV room area here, so that you have a living room downstairs and then a TV room upstairs. It actually has a closet, and I will open that. These doors are not original. They have been updated along with the hardware, which adds a nice, fresh, modern touch. And you do have a walk-in closet here, which you could continue to customize. So this home has 1 bedroom and 1 full bathroom. However, I believe with this flex space, if you could, and if you wanted to, you could probably add a wall here and a door to create a second separate room. However, I'll let you decide how you want to do that on your own. Now, walking here into the bedroom, there is a small little step here. However, this again is the original pine floor. And this room is really lovely. It faces the street. It's very bright and actually quite large. I actually have staged this with a queen size mattress so that you can see that there's plenty of space in here, in this room, even with a queen size mattress. So I'm gonna go along the wall here, let you see how much light there is here. And again, There's a nice little alcove right there where you could certainly choose to put a lovely lounge chair, maybe a bookshelf, put a desk there, you could put a little sofa, a little chair and tables for a coffee in the morning or a cocktail in the evening. Just really a lot of space in this room. Very comfortable. And again, it's quite warm today in DC, and this room is incredibly comfortable, even with all the sun and the light coming in. So a nod again to the efficiency of the original architecture. So I'm just giving you a glance here. And now my back is to the front, and I'm looking back through the hallway here out to where the flex space was. So we've got windows on this house on all three sides. The fourth side here is the adjoining wall to the unit next door. This building is considered a duplex or a semi. We're gonna keep going. I know that my video keeps getting interrupted because of the difficulty of the internet getting through the plaster walls, but I'll be able to provide a video of this again later. Wanted to just give you guys a peek outside. So super interesting, original metal roofing there. They call this a flounder design. It's very particular to Old Town Alexandria. You can see the courtyard. Lovely shed, it's very large, that does convey. And then, you know, you do see that hot tub right there. That actually does not convey, but it does give you an idea of the size of the space back here. And then through that gate there is where you see that there's parking. That would be a car across the alleyway there. The parking is accessible via an alley off of South Alfred Street, which is how I would recommend that you enter through there. You can enter the other end of the parking of the alley, through North Patrick, but that's quite busy with traffic. This house is located again on 906 Queen Street. We are actually located right between North Patrick Street and South Alfred. Go down there. Bear with me. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to add a comment here, or you can DM me here, direct message me on my Facebook page here, and that's MK Homes V. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Also, if you're interested and do have any other questions, you can always email me at mkjhomes@kw.com. Happy to help. And I'm going to continue on. I want to just see you. That's the stairs. That's where we just came from. And now we're going to go actually out to the back. And can you just here? Okay, great. So another view down here of the living space. HVAC system here. And again, some details, some architectural details from the back. And you can see this lovely red metal roof that is part of the property. This is an addition that was put on at some time. I don't know when. It's a lovely addition to this home. The owner has updated it with a beautiful French door there. You can see with what we need in these days with modern conveniences, the owner has outfitted the area here to include a stacked washer and dryer, which I made, and love there. So you can see some existing original brick detailing there, which is architectural detail that's very popular right now. Again, updated cabinetry, granite countertops, and a second sink, which you could use as a prep sink, bar sink, many uses, gardening, what have you. I know we walked through the kitchen here and our internet got interrupted, so I wanted to come back here and show you that this is where I'm at. I came through the kitchen, okay, and came out this way. Also, beautiful skylight in the narrow. It's fully fenced, as you can see. Beautiful landscaping. The owner here has done a lovely job with the Japanese maples, boxwood, hydrangeas, hosta, and other lovely low maintenance landscaping. Figured I'd set us up here for a little party here, a little teak bar, and put some drinks out. Flagstone here, very deep lot. Some folks may want to consider building onto this property, and I'm sure that that's a possibility. If you are interested, I would advise that you contact the zoning department in Alexandria City so that you can get an understanding of the specifications needed for construction. I am going to walk back here. Here's our shed, large, double lot, double sized shed. And back through here is where you're going to see the 2-car parking. So parking pad here, enough for 2 cars. And I'm going to step through here and show you the alley and the parking here. So if you have 1 large vehicle, I think you're good. Be able to put a large vehicle here with a smaller one. 2 small compact cars should be fine. Got your alley here. And that's North Alfred right there. Just giving you an idea on the alley here that takes you over to North Patrick, which is right there. And then continuing back around so that you can see the back here of the property through the car park area, and then back over here to see the architecture. So you can really get an idea of the size here of the dwelling, the addition that was put on at one time, and that some other folks around here have done extra work, and that would certainly be an option. And you would just want to check with city zoning on whatever rules and regulations there might be. Again, this building was built in 1810. And so there very likely may be some rules and regulations towards architectural changes because of its historical relevance. And you would want to do that as a buyer to look into that. I don't have any information about that right now, and if you'd like some, please let me know, and I'm happy to do some research for you. And that really concludes my visit for today. I know the internet wasn't great, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take another video of this property and post it here on Facebook, so you not only see my Facebook Live, but you'll also get a chance to see the actual video of the property. If there's any questions or anything else I can do, again, my name is Marietta. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm very excited about this very unique property. And I just realized one more important thing is the sales price. And it is on market right now for $699,000. And we are fully available. So please, if there's something I can do to help you with that and get you into your next historical home here in Old Town Alexandria, it would be my pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a great day.